Another story that I saw that we need to talk about. You know, I talk about the food chain all the time and what's happening in America and why American agriculture is so important. Well, there's a significant story in the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette about a gentleman by the name of Mark Duda talking about this deer problem. Amounts of green beans, beets, sweet corn, cabbage, broccoli, and lettuce are all missing from the crops at his farm in Brownsville, Fayette County. He said deer are the main culprit. One half of the ownership of this Duda's farm, Mr. Duda said it's shuttering several of his roadside markets, much to the disappointment of loyal customers. Mr. Duda says he can't afford to keep setting up as many markets. That's partly to blame for the overall economy in which consumers stop basically after Labor Day going to the stands. But he went on to say that his farm has suffered, now listen to this, six-figure losses due to deer damage. It's crushing us, he said. It's at the point it's going to put us under if we don't do something. He goes on to say, I'm not joking, our food supply is suffering because the deer are that bad. Well, the Pennsylvania Game Commission has decided to do something that I find very interesting. So let me tell you about this. It's going to be called a pilot program, Certified Hunter. Created by the Game Commission, that the initiative aims to partner with farmers like Mr. Duda with local deer hunters, giving hunters a chance to harvest meat on otherwise private land and keeping the deer away from their valuable crops. Look, whatever we need to do, we have to get a handle on this. I've been talking to farmers, and I know many of them, including the Janoski family, for over 30 years, and the deer population has gotten so bad that it is literally taking food off their table and food off of our table. So something has to be done. The Game Commission obviously understands it, and they're trying to do something about it. So I commend them for that. They do incredible work. But if you're someone that is dealing with this, you know more than I do, whether it's your local garden or obviously things that are valuable to you. Like, it's not cheap to go out and buy bushes and shrubs, and a lot of people doing landscaping this time of year. And that initial investment, there's no insurance on it. Once the deer do their damage, and they are so athletic, there's just about nothing that you can do to keep them out. Once they're in till it's total devastation, and then they move on to the next piece of property. So farmers are getting banged very hard because of it. Local neighborhoods, communities, residential property getting hurt as well. We have to take a serious look at this. Look, there was a time when I would go months without seeing a deer. But I can tell you right now, because of the hours that I work very early in the morning, whether it's on the road at 3 a.m. or on the road at 4 o'clock in the afternoon or 11 o'clock at night, there is not a single day that doesn't go by that I do not see a deer or a doe. Population is overwhelming. You can be at a stop sign or a red light in broad daylight, and there is like fescue, high grass. You look over, next thing you know, a family of deer rise out of nowhere. So we have to let the Game Commission and these farmers get together to do something about it, because it is becoming crippling, to say the least.